At long last, Terraria 1.4.5.7 is out with lots of changes. Reading the thing, it says, "Greeting Terrarians. At long last, we are pleased to announce that Terraria 1.4.5 is out now for PC. Terraria 1.4.57 is the latest and last barricading any critical fix needed hotfix, the bigger and bolder update. It is heavily focused on balance, including stack and fungibility changes to existing weapons, even some brand new items that I'm sure you will all enjoy. Of course, while we're at it, we dealt with some outstanding bugs and more. We decided to post this update separately versus all the other hotfixes given with the scope. We had originally planned to sync this release across PC, mobile, console, but with GameStop coming next week, which it's more below, which we'll probably get to that soon, we had to make a call to get PC out now, and then console and mobile into submissions immediately. This allowed us to have the update out, time for any critical fixes, and then the submissions can run their course in parallel. Mobile and console would release just as soon as submissions clear, so it seems like the other, besides PC, other things are maybe a little delayed. What's next? Again, bearing any critical fixes that would necessitate 1.4.5.8. Next up should be long-awaited crossplay. So crossplay is next. They say they have more of that in the future. So let's dive in. So, and this does have spoilers. They added a bunch of stuff. Wow, it's a lot of stuff. And now they completely work gem staves, giant tiki. They also made it so death players can now skip the respawn timer. That is huge. That is so huge. So Melee has a big, I'm not going to read it all right now because it's a lot, but it has a big rework to yo-yos, which is great. I think they do even better, which is nice. But the Ranger, a few buffs, some nerfs. Eagle Tosser is ranged again. Why did you make it melee? It does not make any sense. But it's ranged again. They buffed some of Ranger class. Ammo swapping should hopefully come in. I don't see anything that says it, but yeah, and they rework the mana system. Mana regeneration delay completely removed. Mana now regenerates even when attacking at 5%. So mana now regenerates while you're attacking. That's huge for mages. But buffed a bunch of weapons. That's huge. That's huge. Mage needed that right now. And then Summoner, whip stacking is back. Hello everyone, whip stacking is back. It wasn't removed for that long, right? They buffed a few whips. They reworked the constellation. Not too much besides adding back in whip stacking. Mana regeneration. They tweaked some accessories too. They increased Ankh Shield's defense from 4 to 5. Wow, that's a huge difference. Like one defense, that does not make any difference. So yeah, this is crazy. Well, like and subscribe and go play this update. Bye.